my recent video, I still spoke about why I think school should begin 1 hour later. And the three reasonings I gave for this were because students are tired and not very focused in their early morning classes, students are tardy or even skipping their early morning classes, and it is not safe for students to travel early in the morning to school. First, I'm going to talk about why students are tired and not very focused in their early morning classes. In my first period class, there are always kids falling asleep and dozing off and not paying attention. And I'm one of those because simply I'm not a morning person. I'm always going to be tired during early morning classes. No matter how early I go to bed, I will always be tired when I wake up early in the morning. That's just who I am. That's how I am. And I believe that if we start early morning classes 1 hour later, that would definitely benefit from that in a positive way because I would probably get better grades in that class and it would help me to be more alert and focused during that class considering that it is one of my hardest classes. And also, less people would be getting in trouble in that class because obviously the teacher is not very happy whenever half of his class is falling asleep. Second, I talked about how students are tardy or even skipping first period classes. Tardies are a big deal in my school because if you only get two tardies, you either automatically have lunch detention or SWATs. And no one wants to deal with that. So if we started classes 1 hour later, less people would be tardy and then less SWATs and lunch detention would be given. Also, there are kids in my school who hate waking up so bad that they decide to skip their early morning classes, and they're obviously getting nothing out of the early morning classes since they're not showing up. And this could result in getting truancy tickets if they end up actually skipping a lot, or they could have Saturday school and they won't be exempt from their final exams. And that's no fun. So, if we start class 1 hour later, maybe students would be more motivated to show up on time and quit skipping class so much. Also, I talked about how it is not safe for us to travel early in the morning to school due to the oil field traffic. I know that there's just oil field trucks lined up down the highways in the morning. And for students who are driving to school who are 16 and have their license, they could also still be tired from waking up in the morning like I am and kind of be dozing off in the morning. It would not be safe for them to be traveling through all this traffic to school. Except I live in a small town, so I don't really have a long distance to travel to my high school. I could probably get there safe. But my friend Tracy, she lives an hour away from school. She lives on a ranch. And she's told me she wakes up at 4:30 in the morning to get ready for school. And then this year she rides the bus, but next year she would have to drive to school. And can you imagine a 16-year-old girl who woke up at 4:30? I bet she's not completely alert and awake driving to school for a whole hour. There could be a huge chance that she could fall asleep behind the wheel and get into a wreck and injure not only herself but others, and that is not worth it. If we begin school an hour later, she has a much higher chance of getting to school safe, and that is very important to me. Also, it is not safe because what if your parents work far out of town and they have to rush you to school as well? I think we would all just be calm, less rushed if school started 1 hour later, and it would result in much safer travels to school. And my solution would be to begin school 1 hour later. A counter argument someone might have against my topic would be if school begins at a later time, it will end at a later time. And they would have less time for fun activities to do with their friends. But I would respond to this by saying it is worth getting let out of school later if beginning school later benefits you as a student in a positive way. And I believe strongly that our grades would improve much greater if we begin school later because, like I said, we'll be more focused and alert. We'll be getting to school safer and we'll have less tardies and less absences. So, although people may have good counter arguments against my topic, I believe I have strong reasonings to argue back, and I will stand behind my topic. I will always stand behind my topic because I believe I have strong reasonings and that I'm correct as well.